Again, I don't think that our blue-white approach deck is particularly well positioned. This deck's impressed me every time I play it. I doubt it's one of the top decks in the format, but it's exceptionally fun to play, and there's actually a lot of decisions to make with it. I don't play it particularly well. Decks that I play poorly, I kind of enjoy playing more because I feel like I learn. The Fragmatizers in the sideboard and the Angel of Sanctions in the sideboard are the cards that jump out to me that I don't really like, but I'm absolutely in love with this main deck. I don't think there's anything else I would want to change in this main deck. Potentially a 23rd land, but that's really it. Anyway, we're just going to jam it. I've not played enough matches with it to really know my real thoughts on it in regards to cutting cards from the sideboard. This is the Pardee list from the MOCS. Um, I don't even know what I'd want to bring these in versus mirrors, stuff like that, of course, but has to be a better way to approach that than these. My League of Legends grind is going very poorly. I feel like I'm just stuck in go-to forever. What do we got here? Let's say reasonable opening. The play I might would mulligan it because it's got way too many fast. Oh, great. Great. I find mono red to be one of the hardest matches this deck. It and Teamer, which might be a reason that this deck's probably potentially not playable. If those are the stronger decks versus you. Well, he forgot to attack. How beautiful. Alright. I guess we'll lead with this one then. That auto who's from our main man Boot. Please don't attack me for 5. That's not very good for me either. Alright, so we definitely need lands. Guess we play this so we can finish this off on the following turn. Doesn't seem great. We're still going to take a lot of damage. But it is getting through the first hurdle. Our opponent's hand seems great. Our hand does not really. Yeah, well, opponent's letting us kill his Chandra for 3. Still taking a buttload of damage, and another 6-drop is just not what we want. So if opponent has something like a Hazoret, we have very little chance. Especially if our mana situation. Well, opponent doesn't have anything, then that means we have a reasonable chance. Can't get Revolt anyway, so we'll just go ahead and play this thing. Hope that we find something soon. Opponent seems to be flooding. So we need an untap land now, or we need a way to get Revolt. Untap land is a start. That is also a start. Let's tap our mana properly. Go ahead and start with you. Let's play you. Let's actually sacrifice you as well. Certainly don't want that. So the opponent did not do 2 damage to us with the runes yet again. I guess he's in the process of practically conceding. Does a lot. I don't know if it beats what we've got going on board-wise, but... let's start with an attack. Buy this thing back, and we'll gain all the lives. Hey, Eric, welcome to the Auto Host Fan Club. I'm just kidding. I say things like that. So you could have like 1 lightning strike here. It wouldn't be unreasonable the way this game's played. Or an abrade. It's like roughly the same thing in that spot. Oh, I messed up. I should have got a scry trigger, but I was playing too fast. The scry trigger wouldn't have mattered since I'm sacrificing this anyway, but like, I still should have. Like, not doing it is still a large mistake. Ish. I guess it's not a large mistake. But, yeah. So we beat the fabled mono red deck in a game 1 on the draw. Or were we on the play? I don't remember. I think we were on the draw. So I definitely want these. I definitely do not think I want those. Let me adjust the 3 drops so we can look at the curve while we're doing all this. So what might we want for a... Sorry about that. I was moving my napkin and apparently I hit my bow fairly loud. I hope that didn't hurt anyone's ears. Angel of Sanctions I don't really like because Chandra just kills it, so does Glorybringer. Feels like he gets like tons and tons of value and it's a 5-drop. The Duresses I don't care about. I don't care about whatever spell he plays at all. Fragmatizes don't really do anything. Fast Blood, Lost Legacy. None of it does anything, so let's take the Angel of Sanctions. Angel Sanctions is the card that at least makes him have something, and it's less mana than the Relic Seeker. I wonder if it's ever reasonable to take out the Forest on the draw if we're taking out the Relic Seekers. Like, I wonder if I could have brought in 2 Angels there. Well, we're certainly mulliganing this hand. Our opponent mulliganed as well, though, so at least that's fair in that regards. Alright, now this hand's pretty good. And we'll certainly keep the stockpile. I will take 1 damage here if he doesn't play like a Kenra or something like that. If he plays a Kenra or something, I'll just kill it. But I'm going to hold the Fatal Push to see if he plays a post-combat Karlzev. We're certainly more worried about that than we are taking 1 point of damage a turn. In fact, I don't even think I'll kill that now. I'm going to save it to try to, like, revolt out a Dino if he has one, or something. If we had the 4th mana for the cast out, I probably wouldn't have saved that, but... Okay, Sniper Spear Harvester. So a very reasonable card. Take another point of damage here. And what are we looking at? You cast a Sun Scourger and gain 2 life, and then he starts attacking with the other thing. We can play the Evolving Wilds and not get a token. And kill the Everspear Harvester if that's what he does, but he probably isn't going to do that, so let's just go ahead and do this one. Helps get this in my graveyard for our Anointed Procession in a few turns anyway. That's a Kenra, so we're going to take 5 down to 13 here. Second Fatal Push isn't particularly good. Could do something at some point, it's just not particularly good yet. Yeah, so he's lightning striking that. Hidden stockpile I don't really want, which is good because like I didn't use the evolving wilds because I'm dumb. That was a play mistake. Should have used the evolving wilds first. Pretty obvious play mistake even. Guess we'll kill that one. Now, do we sack this or don't we sack this? I guess we do. We go for the greedy play here to let us get the cat next turn. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this. That way he can't crew the Everspear Harvester. And hey, Total, thank you for the auto host as well, man. Appreciate it. So if we get slapped by a Hazard or a Chandra or something, we just get slapped by a Hazard or a Chandra or something. We'll have a cast out for that. But now our life total's in a pretty precarious position. Guess I could have not killed the one thing. Our life total's pretty low now. A lot of things can just kill us. Not sure I played this game particularly well. We'll have to find out. This is the Hazard, but unless he has a land, it doesn't attack. Yeah, sweet. Doesn't attack. So now we start with the life gainy stuff. Another hidden stockpile when we're at 13? Probably not. Don't think we're going to run over him before he can kill us in the air. with hazard activations anyway. We just need some other way to like gain life, maybe another cast out. We need something. Pia, that's a pretty good one. Pia can pump the Harvester too. Tapped his mana pretty poorly for that, but like still has the ability to. Well, we don't want that. What are you on top of our deck? We do not want you. This is actually kind of what we do want. Now, so we're going to sack the champion here, so we might as well attack for 4 first. He'll probably be able to bring back a Kendra next turn as well. Starting to gain a bundle of life now. Gotta avoid a dino for the foreseeable future. Two to my head, okay. Two to my head is a thing. Okay, guess we're gonna block with this one. That doesn't seem right. I guess we're gonna block with this one. We're gonna sacrifice it next turn, pretty much regardless anyway. Am I gonna sacrifice something during my upkeep? Probably. Anointed Procession. Sure, we'll accept that one. Opponent missed 2 more points of damage last game turn. He really needs something pretty strong right now, so. Hey, what are the 9 of you guys into? So this is going to be the Kenner from the graveyard, very likely. Wasn't blocking with the Anointer Priest anyway, so thank you for allowing us to continue to block with our servos. Well, we will prevent 9 damage. Sacrifice one of these. Definitely don't want to shelf it, Dunes. I think it's fine to sacrifice one of these during my upkeep. We might be able to hit like a Legion's Landing if I do. Don't actually think I want that. That does some things. Gain a million life. Back to 17. If I find another Fumigate, we'll probably hold it just to be able to play around a Dino. We've put a Fumigate and a Hidden Stockpile at the bottom of our libraries. We wouldn't mind to draw either of those back. There's some kid like yelling outside my home. Oh, I definitely blocked that. You guys saw it. That was insane. I guess I clicked it twice and then there was some moto lag or something. I don't know. We'll keep that one too. That's kind of aggravating, though I'm not sure it matters. That 4 damage costs me the game, though. I'll be pretty salty. So is that going to kill all of my things? I'm not that worried about all my things dying at 28 life. He like needs another one of those? Like certainly not blocking. We'll just take the draw step. Millions of peaches. So he needs to like draw another cannonade. Yeah, he's done. We're gonna get some scries that turn. I don't know what we would have got to. None of those top 4 cards mattered, but don't think we would have got 4. I think we'd have probably scried like 2. Alright, well anyway, we beat Mono Red. Remember, if you guys like what you're watching, please throw us that follow button and follow my links to my Twitter and my Twitch below the stream for more follow goodness. Follow goodness is almost as good as a Rice Krispie treat. Oh, it's not close to as good as a Rice Krispie treat. Hey, we won the dice row. That sounds good enough. These things cry. Thinking about going down to 2 Verascas in the main deck. Hey, Ghoul, what is up, man? Oh, very nice. What deck did you play? Congratulations. Mono Red again, and this time we have a weak draw, and they have a very good draw. Beaumont Courier is very good, regardless of what their other cards are. Might find to come into play tap line. Esper Gifts, nice, nice. Is it the more DeCandio-ish version, or the more Lucas Blowhand version, or like more your own build? You got a link for us? What it is, our brother Sean? What are you into, my friend Areno? think we're just gonna go ahead and kill the Soulscar Mage. We got a lot of starts. We got a lot of starts to finish. Why don't you just use all the boxes that they send stuff in? Is it bad that I kind of want to double block this guy because I can still fatal push this guy? We got paired versus mono red round 1, and now we're paired versus mono red again. I don't know if that's necessarily correct. Well, I believe I actually just want to go ahead and kill this before he has a chance to use it, so we're going to do this into Legion's Landing this turn. Your own brew? That's sweet. Easy. Mono Red's a pretty hard match, but 4-4, that's fair. I really liked the Squire. The build I played didn't have Squire, and it felt kind of wrong to me. Didn't feel like something I was particularly happy about. So if he's playing Hazoret here, we're in not the bestest of shape. Wonder if it's time to remove Veraska from the Abzan main deck. Yeah, so we have to find one of our other two castouts. Wish I said exile target creature. How hot would that be? Game 1, this deck loses to approach exceptionally badly. Game 2 and 3, it's not that terrible. Like, you're fine game 2 and 3. Game 1 is just all sorts of quality miserableness. All sorts of that quality miserable alles. Opponent's playing a 5th land. I guess he knew it wasn't ever going to. I don't know. It was worth 2 cards. There's not a chance in a million years I would have made that block. But what do I know? I guess I'm going to take 5 damage here. That way we can flip to Legion's Landing, or at least attempt to. He's got another burn spell that stops this flip. We're gonna be involved in a little thing I like to refer to as Frown Town. Woo boy! Alright, well we have blockers for days, folks. For days. Too bad we're only alive like, 5 or 6 turns or something. I'd be afraid of this little dude. This little dude, does all sorts of, pretending that he can do work. Adanto. I like how I add a J into it when it's just Adanto, and that's probably pronouncing it poorly as well, but I like to call it Adanto because I think it sounds cooler. I just want to type in chat game 2. Yet I don't actually think I've won this game yet. Like, game 2? Please don't make me play anymore. You'll find a way to kill me, and I don't like that. Rayisms. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, he did it. He like did things, man. Yeah, I will block with you. Did I not attack last turn? I attacked last turn, didn't I? Please tell me I attacked with my vigilant threats. I think I attacked. He's at 16 life. I may not have attacked because, like, I'm dumb, but I think I attacked. So he has, like, a lot of life loyalty, doesn't it? Hey, sweet, we flipped Legion's Landing. I did attack. um, huh. Do I want you or do I want a random life linker? Is it wrong of me to think a random life linker is worth more than a 2/2 minister? Especially for our life total? Yeah, I think I want the life linker. I'm only 2 lands and an anointed procession away from going crazy. Oh, so crazy. No! Don't cast things like that versus me. They, like, do things. And the things they do kind of hurt. Alright, buddy. You keep beating me down with that Hazard. You see if I care. Spoiler, I do. Man. I am the best at drawing these cards I don't actually want in my hand. I was like, I do not want you, Vraska. Why are you in my hand? Please go away. Wait, don't kill that one. That one was gonna block. That one was gonna block you, you mean ass man. Fumigate. What do you do? Nothing? Little Ricky in the chat, boys. Alright, I'm just playing this one now. He's got rid of some of the things, and this, I still have 2 lifelink blockers, and this lets me start getting ahead on board. Like, I'm not attacking this turn, so if I'm not attacking this turn, it feels like a perfect time to use it. And he's got to do something to it or he dies in 2 turns. Maybe I should have cast it several turns ago. Maybe it was wrong for me not to play the Vraska just several turns ago. The more I'm looking at the board, the more I'm thinking I was just wrong not to play the Vraska. Wow, he's attacking Vraska's loyalty? Oh my. You know this game's going well. That's, You know this game's going well if he's attacking Vraska's loyalty. Let's go attacking a menace guy. What are you gonna do if the menace guy runs wild on you? Hey, little Rick, what it is, homie? Well, I don't think we would have ever ultimated, but because I think he'll control the loyalty on it. But yeah, I think what I did was safer. Maybe I was like thinking worst case scenarios and stuff. Hey Kim, what's up? I do think it's about time to take Vraska out of the main deck, or at least maybe shave down to 2. Alright, so we beat Mono Red. We were on to play this time. I don't know if we would have won this one on the draw. Doing well, doing well. Had some chili. And, you know, like chili's great. You guys get out of my deck. You guys get over here. You guys get over here. I'll bring in you, bring in you, bring in you. On the draw, I'm wondering if I can go down to 21 lands and cut this for like another angel. Hey there, FPS report every game. How be you? But I'm afraid to go down to 21 lands, so we're just going to leave it like this. I'm really enjoying like cutting all the cats from the deck. The cats do not belong in this deck. The start to finishes have been insane. Yeah, it is. Man, I was freezing. I think I woke up at 11, but I couldn't bring myself to get off of my couch because it was too cold. What it is, Dumbo? What's up, man? Been missing your early morning golf streams. that was way too loud and abrasive of me. I'm kind of embarrassed that I just did that. Alright, well, we're mulliganing yet again. But our opponent mulliganed, so it's at least moderately fair. I think this hand's a keep. This hand could run into some issues with... Put that on the bottom, I guess. This hand could run into a few different types of issues. Primarily depending on what his draw looks like. But I believe it's far too strong to mulligan. Like, I don't think it's particularly even close to a mulligan. Like, a dinosaur is going to be hard to beat with this hand. A Hazoret's going to be hard to beat with this hand. A Chandra's going to be hard to beat with this hand. But we had a Fatal Push. We had a start to finish. And we had some lands. That all seems like things that we need to keep. I assume he's going to, like, shock this little turd or something. Which is fine. Magma Spray. Yeah. Kill that there in the... I guess I could have killed it when he used the Magma Spray, but I'd already pressed F6. Oh wow, he either missed a land drop or F6 this turn. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure I care which. Go ahead and play this first. And see that it will likely die as well. 7 wasn't even good enough to make my joke funny. You so corny. You as corny as little Ricky. Yick! I don't want to cast that one. Thank you for moving my stuff around, Moto. Just go ahead and play this one. And pray to God that he doesn't untap, play a 3rd mana and a dinosaur. Because, oh lord, if he untaps, plays a 3rd mana and a dinosaur, this is going to deal like 1,000,000 damage to us. And we'd be very sad. Because we don't like it when we take 1,000,000 damage. Yeah, we could care less about that card. I think I'm going to be greedy. Go back up to 17 here. And then next turn. Yeah, but like, we would have took 4 damage from its trigger, right? And then we would have taken an attack, and then we would have killed it. Dinosaur's still a problem if he has it. If he doesn't have a dinosaur, we're in great shape. Because this little dude can't even attack. It's kind of weird. Why would he exert this? Exerting this does nothing. That exerts very bad. That exert done literal no things. Alright, I'm not greedy enough to try that again. I think I'm just going to get what tokens we have and be happy with it. Man, I don't even think I want to attack. If I attack, this thing can attack and like trade with one of those. Yeah, whatever. We're getting him dead. Nope, that's why I said I think it was a weird block, but could have went ahead and played to start to finish before he untapped. That way he couldn't have like a lightning strike or something insane. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not blocking any of that. I don't think. I guess I'd block this guy. Alright, he didn't attack at all. What wondrous news. I would like to gain lots of life, please. Could kill this thing and start attacking, but alright, so what are we doing here attack-wise? I don't really want to waste that. Don't really want to waste that when the dinos can be in his deck, so just gonna throw away 3 of these or whatever to flip to Legion's Landing. Think that's fine. Might as well attack with the 4th one too then. He's not blocking any. That's peculiar. I think our opponent's basically given up at this point. I think our opponent's just in scoop mode. This is just like going through the motions now, not caring. I mean, it's like whatever. It's pretty hard for us to lose from here. Yeah, he's done. I thought he was pretty close to giving up just how he was acting. Alright, well, we beat mono red twice. It's something we can't do with blue white approach. By the way, if the 20 of you that are now in here are enjoying what you're watching, please make sure to hit that follow button and to click the links to the Twitter and the YouTube down below. Is there a reason I switched from... ADD. I get bored playing the same deck over and over and over. I do think the black-red deck's very, very powerful, though. The blue-white approach deck, I don't think it's particularly well positioned at the moment, but it's the deck I enjoy playing the most in the format. Like, even when I'm losing with it, I have the most fun with it. The decks that I have the second most fun with are these, Abzan and Esper tokens lists, which I think are better than blue-white approach at the moment, which is why I'm playing them a little bit more. The black-red decks are like medium fun. Like, I don't dislike them, but like I don't get excited to get to play with them. So like I don't want to play them all the time. But like I think they're pretty strong, and I do think they're fun. But I don't think they're like tons and tons and tons of fun, or whatever you say. You know, like if I play a mono red deck or a black red deck, or not just mono red or black, like Teamer. If I play those more base decks, and I don't know how to phrase this without sounding insulting, because like I'm not trying to belittle the decks or belittle people that enjoy those decks. I mean, it's just not the play style I like to play with. I kind of like more deep control decks, or more like aggro control decks, or like just like convoluted synergies. This is what I enjoy playing more, but like that's just me. Hey, Dark Halloween Night, thank you for the follow. I don't think it's when the new set comes out. I think it's when they update what's in the chest. So we're going to keep this. This hand's fairly good. We need to hit a few more lands, but we have a Fatal Push, which is something I always want in my opening hand. I mean, it's obviously dead versus some decks, but like I'm talking about versus a blind opponent, I just like seeing it in my opening hand. And we have an Anointer Priest. All we need some lands. Aven Mechanic. Well, that card has to go because that card is sick. Card is the Sick Nasties. Yeah, deck. You're going to have to provide us with many lands. I prefer Abzan. I think it's a little bit stronger, though Esper is a little bit funner to play, so. I'm going to go ahead and sack this for a land, because if I hit a 4th land, I'm going to want to play it next turn. Or I'm going to want to play the Anointed Procession next turn. I have F6 for an attack step because I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. He should be at 19. Luckily, when you play a deck like this, missing a attack or whatever doesn't seem to matter a great deal, because this deck doesn't win by inches. It either wins by miles or it doesn't win at all. So it like has that small thing going for it. Where like, yes, that was a mistake, but like this isn't the type of deck that mistake will cost you a match. Or not often anyway. Whereas like if you're playing with a red deck and you F6 for 1 attack, you could have just lost that game. I'm not trying to belittle the mistake. I'm trying to look for the silver lining. Alright. Well, we're clearly going to have to hit some lands, but our hand's, again, very powerful if we do. Our Vraska can get Okechu's Monument, which is pretty nice. Probably cast Start this turn and do some type of blocking. I'm not exactly sure what kind yet. Have to see more what he plays and how he attacks. But I put very little value into this start to finish, so probably going to double block the lifelinker, block this, and block this. Because I also don't put any value in keeping my guys on the table. I think my guys replicate themselves easier than his guys replicate themselves, and like I don't really have a good attack. We do have this Fumigate later to try to catch back up if we stall on the lands 1 or 2 more times. That guy flies, so like he's gonna be picking us every turn. Oh, okay, so he's got like his little combo out here. He just gets to make a bunch of these, which is fun. It's not what we want to play versus, but if we hit land, we can kind of break it up a little bit, which is fine. We do need to hit the land though. Would trade this Veraska for a land in a heartbeat. Would actually trade any card in our hand for a land. Would even trade the Fumigate. Actually, I almost think it's worth just starting to kill this. I don't actually know that, we don't know that we're going to hit our land. And I want to stop him from going wide, or even more wide in case we do miss the land for a turn or two. And if we hit the land, it's no harm because this would be going to the graveyard anyway. So it seems like seems like there's no downside to that. I believe Abzan's a stronger deck though, but I do think Esper might be a little bit funner to play. I've not got to experiment with Esper, and oh, well that was killer. And the Esper lists are less defined. Like there's more variance in them, so it's just like easier to know you're playing a good Abzan list. Alright, well, we'll start with this. Gives us a number of blockers on the following turn and a number of life if we don't draw the land. If we do draw the land, it lets us start going crazy with the Fumigate into like, you know, another Anointed Procession into like Priest or whatever. Like he won't be able to keep up with that. We have to get the land though to get off and underneath like this massive board state, which we're like seeing firsthand. That's kind of weird. So he's like going to pump one of those up and save it or whatever. That's fine. We'll just kill one of these. So we really want to hit the land here. Did not hit the land. So what's the better option for us? If we play this, we get 4 tokens and 4 life. If we play this, we get 2 and a lot more life. But we want this for post Fumigate. I don't know. I guess we'll play this. Kind of throws it away in case we have to Fumigate next turn, but it puts us into a board state to where we have 3 blockers that are going to survive forever, and then we'll gain just like a buttload of life with that on the following turn. But obviously we still have to hit a land pretty quickly. And we did throw away one of our priests, which is really saddening. I don't actually know what this card is. I'm going to have to read it. Whenever one or more of your vampires create a... Okay. Fine. So it just like puts a dude in play. It doesn't seem like I care a whole lot about that. Yeah, so if he's doing that, I can actually block these. Get out of here, vampers. Down to 7. Not looking great. Alright, well, we have to pass the turn. If we don't ever hit a 5th land, I guess we're not going to win, but felt like we were super far ahead most of this game. We're not super far behind now. We're just kind of like behind now. Do get to do a whole lot of blocking and gain a whole lot of life, so there is that. Guess this stops him from getting those every turn. Just in case we don't hit the land for a few more turns. Hidden stockpile. Alright, now we're in business. I played Approach 2 days ago. I played Approach 2 days ago. Alright, so we're not dead this turn. We're still at 12. I'm pretty confident that if we do get the 5th mana and it's untapped now, that we just easily win. Like, it's pretty hard for us to lose from here, I think. We did terrible. We went 3-2. We beat a couple energy decks. Wait, what did we? We went 3-2, I guess. 2-3. I think we went 2-3. We beat an energy deck and a token deck, and then we lost to 2 token decks and a mono red deck, if my memory best serves. I think that's what happened. We just couldn't beat the Lost Legacies out of the sideboards for the token decks. They're literally just not beatable. If they draw their cards. Here's a link to the YouTube video if you're interested in that type of thing at all. There's like 12 days of it on there or something. Alright, so what were we playing versus? We're playing versus that mono white stuff. Alright, so Fragmentize is probably good versus that mono white stuff. Angel of Sanctions is probably good. What don't we like? Do this every time because I like seeing the deck laid out when I'm trying to make decisions. What don't we like? Kind of like everything. The priests and the start to finishes all seem good. The maps seem good. Veraska seems good. Every card in our deck seems good. Huh. Well, I certainly know I want these. Maybe the Angel of Sanctions don't come in? Seems like they'd be fine here, though. Alright. I'm going to sideboard out one of these. And one of these, I think. Sideboarding out Cast Out just seems kind of mediocre. I'm going to sideboard out 2 Legion's Landings. I don't think we're the one attacking them anyway. Could have got some Fatal Pushes too. I think I'll keep this hand. The Renegade map's the 2nd land and we have 1 Scry already. Or 1 cycle. I don't know why I always call that Scry. Drawing a 6-drop wasn't what was intended when we kept this hand. Kind of kept this hand on the power of how good I think Fragmentize is, which may be wrong. My nose is running. going to draw our card first because we don't want to thin the deck out of lands. Well, we hit a land, which means we can probably get even a green source if we feel like it. We're certainly not going to sacrifice the Renegade map right now. We're going to do the holding on to the Renegade map until a turn that we're going to miss our land. Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of cards called Legion Conquistador and put them into your hand. Shuffle your library afterwards. That card's pretty cool. So it's kind of like a bad Squadron Hulk. Still pretty good though. So he went and got 2. Let's start with a cycle here. Alright, we'll sacrifice this thing finally. That's kind of interesting. I think we'll try to play the procession first. Got it. Hopefully he doesn't have a fragmentize or something. Well, combo's kind of online. We don't have anything to sacrifice yet, but... Yeah, well, he had a fragmentize. That's unfortunate. And we are starting to get buried here, folks. What are we going to do? I think we're going to kill this thing. I think we're actually going to play this. This way, if we draw a Fumigate, we have access to that, and a Fumigate might be what we need to claw our way back in here. Anointed Priest may do something as well, but... Cast out on the stockpile. That's not the end of the world, though we're not happy about it. Yep. Looks like we're going to have to draw a Fumigate to have a chance. That was brutal. And he's got the Sheffet Dunes. Alright, looks like we have one turn to draw a Fumigate. Excuse me. Upkeep. I'm gonna sacrifice this dude. Grab a land and find our Fumigate. That's not a Fumigate. So we're dead on board. I hope he misses it, but we're dead on board. So we get one blocker, but he's got more than enough attackers to kill us regardless, and he's got this thing that makes his attackers even bigger. I think it would have been a hard game to lose had we hit the Fumigate, but it's obviously unwinnable when we don't. Sure. And we have been defeated. Game 3. Don't think these are good enough still. Maybe these are okay. So like the cards that I would consider bringing back in are these. Hmm. I guess I don't want all these fatal pushes, so I have some room to bring these back in onto play. I don't know if I want any of these fatal pushes, actually. He didn't show me anything that I really wanted to fatal push, did he? Just kind of want to stall long enough to get to Fumigate every game. Well, we have a Fumigate in our hand already, so I guess we'll keep. Sand's kind of on the weak side, but we do have a priest and we have double Fumigate. We'll draw something sooner or later, probably. Seems like the type of hand that's going to stall for quite some time. So opponent either stepped away from the keyboard or is making a real decision or he's like tabbed out or something, who knows. But we're in opponent's mulligan decision right now. Still just waiting on our opponent here. Yep, this one locks up a pity chest. It'd be nice to hit. The eager, Eager. I'm gonna call him Eager. I'm gonna call him an eager cadet, and that he is not too eager to play. I believe our late game to be much better too, but we have to draw some parts of it, and then like he's got fragmatizes and things like that. All right, the cadet is ready to do rumbling. Red Rober, do not fragmatize my renegade map on over. The new face. No. Alright, already regretting putting this Legion landing back on my deck. I didn't want to draw one. I certainly don't want to draw two. Didn't want to draw one. Certainly don't want to draw two. Hey, Atrocity, what it is, man? You stopped by to watch us get browned? Cause we're in the process of getting browned. I guess we'll get the forest, just in case. Pay for life. This thing isn't never going to die. It's a good good fumigate insurance. We will take our millions. Alright, I'll take my millions. Still taking my millions. Nothing's changed, opponent. Mechanic? You want to put one of your millions back in your hand? You can do it. No. You don't want to put one of your things back in your hand? Well, that's just rude. I guess we'll play this thing. Flip this thing. Attack with these things. He's going to block one of them, but we flip that thing, so... I was going to say, really? You're not going to kill something? I would have been much happy if our opponent had decided not to kill something there. Alright, well, we have a lot of stuff to try to stall with here, but we don't have any of our enchantments, and that sucks! That sucks! Sucks. So when he had Akechi's Monument and we just had our stuff, we beat him pretty easily, but both of these games that neither of us have had our stuff and or monuments and stuff, he's just beat me because he has a better weenie plan than I have a weenie plan. Oh, also, I said weenie. Just play this and wait for him to fragmentize it, but him fragmentizing a Procession's better than him fragmentizing a Stockpile, which is the card that we really want. Wow, he cycled a Cast Out, so if he cycled a Cast Out, you know he has a Fragmentize. Or another Cast Out. But like, there's no chance the Procession stays in play. I don't think there's anything worth using to start to finish on. I don't really want to play this other Legion's Landing at the moment. So I think we'll just hold back and use an Ajanto activation. Ajanto! Yes. What are you into today, Al? I mean, we got plenty of ways to win this. Fragmentize puts us in a good spot. Any of our 7 enchantments is good for us. Any of our 4 castouts are good for us. We're 1 land away from Veraska's even being good for us. guess I'll take this one. This one's the one that lets him go find more things, is that right? Yup, that's the one that lets him go find more of the things. He's got like a bunch of 2/2s, so it's hard for me to... For her. For her. So what do we do attack-wise? Guess we just attack with these. Because flipping a Danto is worth it. Don't really care if he kills any of these, so... Could have even potentially attacked with this. Just bought it back, but... He still has 4 cards in hand, but I mean, we know 3 of them are those. We have a pretty nice board here. We're just going to go ahead and do this because I want to F6. If he has a Fumigate, I could care less that he gained a little bit of life. Could care actual less that if he gains a little bit of life if he has a Fumigate. Alright, so we're going to block, block, and block. We lose 2 dudes. Or, sorry, yeah, we lose 2 dudes. He loses 1 dude and 2 life. 4 life. Oh, that's 4 life? A 4 life's a bundle. It's like the same amount of life millions of peaches lose. One, two, three. Alright. Well. We do not have a good attack. But we still have a Danto. Opponent still has a Danto as well. Sure. So now we know he has 2 of those in his hand. You're very far ahead on clock as well. This is game 3 though. That was a good draw. Why wouldn't it be a good draw? I think we're going to wait another turn or 2. Gideon's Intervention is the only card I can think of that makes like waiting these extra turns bad. Sure. So now we still know he has 1 more of those in his hand. F6 value. Didn't even attack with that this turn. Don't care to go ahead and play this. Comes out of the graveyard just fine. Anyway. Really need a Veraska to start blowing this game open. I said a Veraska to start blowing. She is a cutie with that little new hat. Well, I'm starting to drop a lot of frames. That is a bit unfortunate. What is this, a Fairgrounds Warden? Don't care about that. F6, baby! Let's pass our turn back. I don't mind to play this kind of like stally game forever because I think I'm quite far ahead because of the fumigates. Gideon's Intervention. Alright, I guess he did have Gideon's Intervention, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, we could actually lose this game now. I've cast out some stuff though, so. And Veraska's selected. Gideon's Intervention itself isn't that big. Named Anointed Procession? Okay, we don't care about that at all. So we now no longer know a single card in his hand. Hidden stockpile, you say? Don't mind if we do. I guess we'll put that on bottom since he's got a Gideon's Intervention. Planning on casting Fumigate next turn now that we have a stockpile. We're going to have one leftover mana anyway, so let's just go ahead and sacrifice something. Don't want to start to finish. Renegade map. Alright, let's just keep on keeping on. It's kind of crazy that the opponent's not drawn Okecha yet. I wonder if he sideboarded him out. Opponent's down to 5 minutes. He's getting fumigated this turn. Alright. Fumigate a clock. Think we've waited long enough. So we can activate this now. Opponent might concede here. I'm not sure. I guess he's not conceding. Not casting the map so we can use Adunto again. We're at 55 life though, and he's got 5 minutes, so. And we have another Fumigate. Just save the time. Opponent attacks with this, I'll block. Play Dusk, so he's gonna like Dusk one turn and Dawn the next. Then we're gonna Fumigate again. All seems like reasonable things that could be occurring this game. I don't think I want to bring the Priest back. Let's save it till we have a procession or something. It's the same reason I'm not actually casting to start to finish right now. Doesn't seem like it serves any purpose. Seems like we're just trying to stall him out, while he's also trying to stall us out. And it feels like our deck's a lot better at this kind of like stally game than his. Didn't even write down what cards he got back because I'm not really sure I care. We had to discard a bunch of them anyway. I can't play that because of this. We still have another Fragmatize. We have a full 4 cast outs and we have 3 Veraskas, so like... Feel like we're way ahead because of all of those things. Hey, Trampoline Tales. Thank you for the host, man. Oh, by the way, Kim, Trampoline Tales plays Blue White Approach almost every day. You should check him out. How was your stream today, Mr. Tales? Hope it went fantastic. Oh, there's another card I can't cast. Just gonna do this for the F6 value. Nice. Trampo. You gotta get the Trampo Stampo. Ugh. Eek. I said eek. Yeah, I hate bad weather. My internet is not very good, so... Guess we just like block one of these for free. Yeah, this is going to be a clock win. I mean, it's pretty hard for us to lose the game from here to begin with, but like, it's especially hard for us to lose the game with the clock as it is. I guess I could kill his Angel of Invention. I have leftover mana. I don't really want to cast to start to finish from my hand, so... Oh, hold on, I clicked that wrong. You gotta target their thing with it. And then sack your thing. Alright. We're doing it. We're doing it. Still just sitting here holding on to this Fumigate in case he ever gets a board presence that matters at all. I'm not sure he ever will. Our deck's just too good at tying up the ground. Makes it very, very hard for him to matter on the ground. Guess we'll kill this thing just to be doing it. Sure. So that's still going to be above 40. We're going to play another Anointed Procession next turn. Oh. And then we're going to draw that. Kind of improper ordering here. I should have got the token first, but I'm just kind of like playing fast. The game's over, and I'm just like kind of playing fast here. Sure, we'll keep that too. It gets us another Anointed Procession. No reason to attack. Yeah. Like, he can't kill us in 2 minutes, and we can easily kill him, but I'm just not going to take any risks because I don't really know what's in his deck. He's gone through 29 cards and not drawn an Okecha yet, so it's making me wonder if he sideboarded them out. He didn't draw an Okecha Monument Game 2 either. Alright, I guess we're just taking it. I think it's fine. It's just like whatever. Alright, you made us cast this. Are you proud of yourself, opponent? This probably gets the concession. Yeah. I got the concession. Anyway, the plan was to cast out this and just get 1,000,000 tokens. We would have got our Anointed Priest back, so we'd have gained 1,000,000 life with it. Yeah, well, 3-0. Let's venture into yet another match. I'm still not sure about these Veraskas in the main deck anymore. I think the meta's getting away from Veraskas in the main deck. Yep. Pity Chest locked in. You always like it when you lock in that Pity Chest. Hey, there's only 2 of them, though. We did cut some. Our old build had 3, and the build we had before that had 4. But we're down to 2 now. As a blue-white approach player myself, I refuse to leave myself dead to blue-white approach. That's fair. I do only need 1, but I do need to draw that one. I need to draw that one every game. Round 4. And we're on the draw. And our hand's kinda slow. We have a Fumigate if it's energy. We have a start to finish if it's like a fast aggro deck, and I guess we can cycle to cast outs versus other things. Alright, this is a keep. Hey, somebody knows me. I guess we'll keep this hand. This hand's good enough to keep. Hit those caps all you want. Nobody's gonna say anything. I'm just actually gonna go ahead and play this thing. Try to see, based on his second land, whether we think he's like a tokens deck or an approach deck. Alright, so he is probably an approach deck then. Which, game 1 versus approach is absolutely miserable. It's close to unwinnable. It's pretty close to unwinnable. Game 1's just really, really bad. Probably going to need to keep this cast out to try to get rid of the Search for Azcanta. Game 2 and 3 get much better. We can like struggle versus Glyph Keeper a little bit, but like not all the builds play Glyph Keeper, and in general I don't think Glyph Keeper's especially good, so like I wouldn't always assume to see it. I do think Glyph Keeper is all sorts of neat though. Did you brown him? Or did he brown you? I always like playing the blue-white mirrors. Or the blue-white semi-mirrors, I guess. The approach versus approach. Like, They're pretty darn interesting, I think. Nice, nice. Well, go ahead and play this now. That way he can't like get a sensor in. Put him on that 10-turn clock, boy. Oh, really? So you beat him and he changed your deck. Like you made a believer out of a man. Gotta respect making a believer out of somebody. If he settles to wreckage me, I'm not gonna cry too bad. Hopefully he casts Glimmer. Yes, I do not want my opponent to play Glimmer. That was just a joke, by the way. Let's work on this search for Ascanta. Again, even though we've had a really good opening, I don't think this opening even matters versus his deck. Untap land would be nice. That way we could resolve the Legion's Landing and go on about our day instead of like having to try to use another cast out. That's fair. Yeah, I don't. Hieroglyphic Illumination. There's a Field of Rune. Scavenger Grounds. That's kind of interesting. I struggle even putting the Field of Runes in my deck. Let's go ahead and try this. If he's got a counterspell, he's got a counterspell. Sure. We attack you, opponent. These fumigates do not seem like they're going to do work. I did this in this order because I value getting the land to try to resolve the Relic Seeker more than I do getting the token. Like, the Relic Seeker is one of the few ways to steal a match versus them. Like, his ultimate can win a game. It's unlikely, it doesn't happen often, but like, the matchup's so bad that you just need anything you can do to like try to get a gimpy little win. He's already found the first approach though, so there's not really anything we can do. We don't even have enough time to Vraska. Not when he's got an Ajanto and a Rivulet in play. Or sorry, not when he has an Azcanta and a Rivulet in play. Because like this is my last attack step now. It doesn't matter what I do on this attack step. Guess we'll go through the motions just in case. I don't know, just in case he doesn't know how to do it. But like, that's so absurdly unlikely that it doesn't even really matter. Yeah, whatever. We'll keep that one. I don't actually want it. Pressing F6 here. I don't care if he's got like whatever, you know. So he can just mill himself for 4, and then he can do that to put the approach in his hand, and he'll still have 7 lands. Oh, or he could just have pull from tomorrow. That works as well. But he had it either way, even without the pull. Either one of them worked. So sideboarding. Certainly want duresses. Certainly want lost legacies. Certainly want bloodfests. Things we don't want. We definitely do not want fatal pushes. We definitely do not want all 4 copies of Fumigates, but some of them play both Glyph Keepers, Torrential Gearhulks, Sacred Cats, or not Sacred Cats, Regal Caracals, Cat Scratch Fever. So, like, having a few Fumigates isn't the end of the world. Let me set this out so I can actually look at the mana. Sorry, I'm just setting it out so I can look at the mana real quick. Do we want anything else in our graveyard or sideboard? The Sun Champion's okay, but it's not great. The Fragmentize can kill Cast Outs. They can also kill Ixalan's Bindings, but I don't think that's the type of game we're trying to play versus them. Other cards in our deck that aren't particularly good. Our Legion's Landings aren't great. Our Anointer's Priests aren't great. Our Fumigates aren't great. I've saw some of these approach decks actually sideboard into, or not sideboard into, have like a black splash for whatchamacallit, for the Scarab Godorino. But I'm never gonna think our opponent did. I'm just gonna cut some of these, I think. I think Priests are a little worse than Legion's Landings because Legion Landings can come down on turn 1. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run it like this. Yeah, this hand's miserable. I don't think that hand's good enough to keep. That hand's considerably better. We'll certainly keep this hand. A Cast Out. Probably don't want to cast out. Is there a deck list of this online? You should be able to type exclamation mark deck list and get a copy of it. Let me see if that works. It's been such a long morning, I don't actually remember if I updated it. Well, updated one of them. Alright, so the decklist command should work now. Yeah, there's two links. There's that link and then there's this link. This one works, but now they both work. So they both work now. So this one should be Abzan as well. Alright, anyway. Sorry about that, but both of them should be working now. Current record 2-0. We're certainly 3-0, but that's fine. I actually kind of do want a 4th land, so I think I'm going to draw first. Field of Rune. Interesting. They have no blue mana yet. So we go ahead and get the green. Don't think we're going to need double white anytime soon anyway. Oh, by the way, hello Indolescence. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if I'd said that before. Oh wow. This hand's shaping up just wonderfully. Wonder if they have... Wonder if I need to worry about Hours of Revelation. He doesn't have blue or white mana, so I guess probably not. I guess a second white mana, maybe we'll cast this Duress to try to protect around it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. So what's he killing? He killed my Dreadlands. I actually think I want to get another swamp anyway. Transforms do not activate hidden stockpile now. There's a 4th hidden stockpile. He still only has 1 white mana? Alright. Fine. I'm in. We're just gonna keep doing this. Guess I don't want that. I'm gonna do something that I think's always bad. I'm gonna just go ahead and cast Arrest on them to try to see what they're working with. They have multiple fumigates. Well, if they hit the lands, that's real bad for us. Alright, maybe we'll draw another removal spell or whatever. So I have to get land over the next 2 turns, and one of them has to be white. Alright, so I guess they missed land on the first top. 4 hidden stockpiles though, that's kind of hilarious. I don't think I'm going to change anything for game 3. We saw that he had Regal Caracol. He discarded one, so like we know we at least want some number of fumigates. So I could potentially 21 plus hidden stockpile activators. Did I count that correctly? Are you talking about how many hidden stockpile activators are in this deck? The Evolving Wilds, all 5 of the deserts technically can, so that's 9. The 4 Renegade maps is 13. The 4 hidden stockpiles themselves, if you have something. The Relic Seekers, if you have something. All the creatures. Ice Monkey, welcome to the chat, and I'm not entirely sure. I think it's better. I think it's better versus the field, but like I think Esper's better versus some matches. Like I think the Champion of Wits and stuff are like liabilities versus blue-black. So what do we think about this hand? This hand seems pretty weak as well. We have 2 Relic Seekers, but we only have 4 mana, which is already a bad, or only 2 mana. So it's already a bad sign. We have this that may or may not resolve. We have this. I think this is a mulligan versus them. This hand's much better. Pretty glad we mulliganed. I actually do think I want the land. I'm going to keep it. The problem with the Esper list isn't that like Scarab God and Champion of Wits and Negate and all of those cards are so very bad. It's that when you add those cards to your deck, you're removing a lot of your more powerful spells like Cast Out and stuff out of your deck, which gives you a little bit more finicky matchups. But that's just my humble opinion. I'm no expert. Your hand's very bad this game, by the way. We're not going to sacrifice the Renegade map just yet, because we could draw Hidden Stockpile or something next turn. But if we miss our land drop, we'll obviously do it. The Fiending 1 card doesn't have a high enough value for me to care. We'll go ahead and cast the start at the end of his turn. A, if it resolves, great. B, if it doesn't resolve. Like if it resolves, great. If it doesn't resolve, that means he can't Glimmer and that our cast out will resolve on that. Both things that I'm much happy about. Let's start with an attack. Fliptio Legion's landing. Well, we did miss our land drop this turn, so we'll go ahead and sacrifice the map now. Want to be able to try to cast a Relic Seeker on curve if possible. None of these cards really seem worth playing. Could have got a black source there in case I top decked a random untapped land. I'd have been able to activate this twice if it resolved, but it's probably not going to resolve to begin with. And if I draw an untapped land, I'm going to try to resolve the Relic Seeker either way. I guess it would have also let me, if I draw a Duress, play Duress, then resolve this, and then draw a card. So maybe I should have definitely got the black mana there. The more and more I think about it. Yeah. That's what I refer to as punished, by the way. Made a bad play, deserved to get punished. Yeah, definitely should have got the black mana. Go ahead and duress him. Fumigate, settle, fumigate, approach. Alright, I guess we're getting rid of the approach then. Getting rid of the approach kind of sucks, but it makes him need to find a second one. Because he has fumigate, I'm not going to bother to cast this Anointer Priest. Yeah, beating approach is kind of difficult. It all depends on whether we draw our Lost Legacy or not. If we draw our Lost Legacy, I obviously love our spot. If we don't draw our Lost Legacy, I assume we're in relatively bad shape. Alright, so our Kingdom for an untapped land. You know what this thing is? This thing is not an untapped land. It's not a card I actually particularly want here either. On the positive note is he is stalling a little bit on lands. So there's a Field of Runes that he can use on our Adianto. Which means we get at least one more attack in. We'll grab the black this time in case we draw another Argyle. But again, our Kingdom for an untapped land, please. Untapped land o'clock. Hey. Care more about his search for Azcanta than I do getting my thing back. So we know he has one Fumigate and two Settled Wreckages in a graveyard, so we're not going to attack with everything, we're only going to attack with a few. I put 0 value on this guy, so I'm just going to give him something to kill. Yeah, I'm going to give him something to kill here. Yeah, we definitely got punished by that play. We missed out on getting to draw one card, which could be relevant. We're in a really good spot though. Like, first of all, our opponent doesn't have a 7th land, he doesn't have an approach, and he doesn't have another way to get a 7th land. Alright. Or sorry, he doesn't have a way to get back to the approach. Alright, so he looks like he's going to go with the Settled or Wreckage option. Which means we're just going to attack with these 3. I actually do want the lands, so I'm going to let him settle these. And we know this resolves. We know we get these tokens back. So he can fumigate now, but he'll only gain 1 life if he does. So he drew a Rivulet. That gets him a little closer to being able to win. Alright, so let's start sacrificing things. Start with you. Legion's Landing, not good enough. We're looking for exactly Lost Legacy at this point. Not good enough. Not good enough. And good enough. Alright, so let's begin our turn with a Lost Legacy. We know it resolves because we know his hand. Approach of the Second Sons. What's he got in his graveyard to win? Or in his deck to win? He has no way to win now. Except by milling us. And he is not going to be able to mill us. So he's got a Kefnet. Alright. I guess a Kefnet could win, maybe? I don't know how. But whatever. So we get that thing out of here. I'll go ahead and draw 1 card. I'll go ahead and buy this thing back. Probably sacrifice our 2 treasures at the end of turn to draw a card. Anointed Procession, that's fine. We'll start with an attack. For roughly half his life. Start with that next. That next. That next. We'll draw the cards at the end of his turn. Yeah, he's not going to beat us with a Kefnet at this point. So we do have to make sure we don't get beat by the Rivulets, I guess. So we still know he has at least 1 settled or wreckage in his graveyard. Or sorry, 1 settled or wreckage in his hand. What's he going to target? Between the Vraska and the Blood Thing, it's like pretty hard to pick a reasonable target here. I guess he has to kill the Vraska, or we could just, like, you know, get that thing back. Alright, so he's at 4. I could have looked for a Duress, but that was kind of like bad playing by me. I definitely could have looked for a Duress and just won the game, but who knows if we would have hit it. Missed out on a Scry here as well. Just kind of like playing a little fast and a little sloppy because the game is practically over at this point. I mean, we have 53 left. Yeah. He could have aggravated us and like survived a few more turns, but like he's definitely not coming back from this. Hello, Real Colonel. Thanks for the chat and Level X32. Love the channel, somewhat new. I've been watching your YouTube videos because I can never catch a stream. Let's give our opponent the OGGs. We gotta mad respect our opponent. Alright. Well, we're 4-0, moving into the next round. Thank you, by the way, for watching the YouTube videos. I highly appreciate it. Anyway, for anybody new here, since there's 33 of you, Make sure if you enjoy what you're seeing to click the follow button. We try to literally stream daily, and we post all of our streams on YouTube. And you can find links to both our Twitter, where you can find all the deck lists we play and every time we go live down below, and a link to our YouTube down below, where we find all the past streams. If you're watching from the YouTube, keep in mind that in the description of every video, there's a link to the Twitter, the Twitch, and the deck list. And just follow everything. Following's free. Non-Legacy to watch. I was watching Legacy before I logged on. He did have one Kefnet, but like, I don't think we were losing the Kefnet in that spot. We were just way too far ahead for a Kefnet to win. But yeah, he did have a Kefnet. Like, these Angel of Sanction still just do not look great to me on the sideboard. But we're currently 4-0, trying to get one of those pretty like trophy thingies. Because this guy just keeps winning them all and it aggravates us. Wait, I don't want to hide event. I want to go back to the event. How the hell do I go back to the event? There we go. We back, fam. Wait, why does it say play league match? Ain't we already in a queue? How do we get knocked out of the queue? Whatever. We're back. I love Legacy. I think Legacy is one of my favorite formats to play. By the way, did anybody notice that the chat's still here? This chat usually goes away after a game. It's just Moto things. Just magic online thingamabob. Hey, Chevy Baby and Lord of Illusions and Ice Monkey, thank you all for the follows. Appreciate it. Sorry that I don't have any of those pretty little alerts for you all. And we dropped quite a bit of frames today, about 4,000, which is like practically over 9,000. You sound like you were from the South. I get that a lot, Mr. Dim Cheeks. Thank you for stopping by today. I am from Kentucky. That's kind of south. Kind of like middle-ish, I guess, but, you know, it's right where the education level starts to take a dive, so. I guess I shouldn't say that. Florida's like the deep south, and they're probably smart. I don't respect my state a lot. Meh. Go Vols. I'm not a Kentucky fan. That doesn't bother me at all. I actually hate Kentucky sports. I find Kentucky sports fans, at least in this area, maybe not from other country or other areas rather, find them quite annoying. This hand's keepable, but it's obviously not great. Alright. The hand got considerably better. The Deep South. So that means you have manners. That's what movies and television shows have told me, that if you're from the Deep South, you have good manners. You are not wrong at all, Jay. You're like 100% correct. Usually am. I guess we'll cast this. I don't know. Do we even need to? I don't want to scry. Nah. Alright. I give up. Do your worst, opponent. Hey, JBC Shun. What it is, man. Welcome to the channel. Just not going to cast anything. I've got an Anointed Procession. I just like wait. He's not going to kill me anytime soon. We have all the time in the world. If we draw land, we're probably casting Fumigate anyway. And by land, I mean like one land over the next 2 turns that's untapped. Alright, change the plans. Actually, he doesn't even get to draw a card. Alright, I take it back, change the plans again. If he'd got to draw a card, we would have went ahead and killed that, but he can't draw a card this turn. The application that I'm using stream-wise, or the application that I'm using to play the game of Magic? Because I'm using a bunch of applications right now, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to in general. I assume you're asking about the client that I'm playing Magic on. We're using something called Magic Online. It's kind of like real life cards, like they cost money and stuff. It's not free to play, but here's a link. It's pretty nice though. Highly recommend it if you have the free time and or free money. I think we're going to go ahead and kill, I don't know, whichever one we kill, he's going to have a blossoming defense, right? Hey, Boot. What it is, man. Alright, I guess we'll try to kill that one. So, whichever one I tried to kill, he was going to have a blossoming defense. Probably has a fatal push too, because like he's not adding anything to the board at all. Doing well, Boot. Doing well. Hope you're having a good day. But there's a link to it in chat. Well, the online client has a different commander system than the paper, so I'm like vaguely familiar with both, but not super familiar with either. But yes, I have a commander deck online, and I have, well, me and a friend have one online, and I do play it a little bit in real life, but not a lot. I have some like I'm familiar with it, but not an expert. I guess that's the easiest way for me to say it. Stop that, opponent. We wanted that. Our opponent's a butthole. I called somebody a butthole. I'm in 7th grade. I love it. Our opponent's not a butthole, by the way. That was just a joke. Just kind of want to cast that. Oh, it's your birthday. Congratulations, man. Happy early birthday to you. I'm just going to play this thing. My opponent's drawing like a million cards. They still have 7 cards in their hand. Hey, JB Shun, thank you for the Twitch sub. I really appreciate it, man. Do you play a lot of Commander? And do you mostly play group games or single player when you play? Also, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that as well. Don't fatal push my 1/1, man. I needed that thing. Sub hype. They mostly play group games in this area, and it's a little bit cutthroat here. The deck I play is a random food chain combo deck. Alright, I really want to play this Anointed Procession, but I'm actually starting to get far enough behind on board that I'm just not going to. We'll get the Hidden Stockpile trigger here as well, because we had to put the Legion Landing in the graveyard. So we're going to have 8 tokens at the end of this turn. You know me, Jay. I like to get down where I can get down. I'm playing General Tazzy and Paper right now, and I'm playing Timna and Crom on Magic Online. Alright, so we made an army and our opponent's done. Our opponent drew a lot of cards, so we got a little fortunate that he didn't draw more action than that. All depends, because I have a small group and we go play. So it's usually like 4. That's fair. That's fair. Commander is pretty fun, especially if like the entire group's not cutthroat. If everybody's playing decks that are trying to kill on like turn 1 through 3, I think it loses a little bit of its fun. But like when you get to play your really cool cards and do like really cool, like interactions and the games go a little bit longer, I really like that. But like I said, unfortunately, my local group's a little bit. We're trying to get you dead. Anyway, so we'll go to the sideboarding here. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't paying enough attention to know if my opponent was playing servants or not. I don't think I noticed one, but we did see a Rogue Refiner, so we know he's on the blue cards, and he has Vraska's Contempt. In general, I just don't think I even want to sideboard versus him. I don't think I want to sideboard here. Not sideboarding feels wrong, though. The deck feels pretty strong. Maybe the Angel Sanctions are good enough here. The games go late enough that I guess it could get Hostage Takered, and then I'd be sad. Because if he Hostage Takers it, or he Scarab Gods it, it's a way to kill our things. Maybe I could bring in our own Lost Legacies to get his Scarab Gods. Like, Scarab Gods seem like one of the only things that I'm going to be worried about. Scarab Gods are frightening. Lost Legacy for just Scarab God? That feels thin, and I'm pretty sure I like my main deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I like these cards. I want to see a little bit more of his deck, see how it plays out. It's the first time I've played versus this, so. Played against a buddy of mine, LGS, who ran Abzan against my Monterey, went 4-2, but he didn't draw so well. Yeah, for Ferostodon's a brutal. It's a really hard match. I think the red deck's a little bit favored, but like if any of them slips behind, like this hand's like not reasonable. I don't think. Alright, this hand's much more reasonable, though it's still kind of bad. But I do think the mono red deck's a little bit of a favorite, but we ran well versus it today, that's for sure. Yeah, that's true. The Hostage Taker isn't good versus me, but the Scarab God's still great. So they mulliganed into a turn 1 duress. Good. Don't get my Renegade map, please. Sweet. Didn't get my Renegade map. Renegade map was the only card in my hand that I wanted. It was like literally the only card in my hand I wanted. If he untaps and like gets an energy and kills my Renegade map, I'm gonna be real sad. I'm like not exaggerating. Hey, Alex. Thank you for the follow, man. Highly appreciate it. Alright, we'll play this one. Guess our nice little blocker here. Probably block this. Even if he finds a way to like make it a 3. Just to prevent him from getting energy for a turn. Especially if he like plays a Rogue Refiner or something that I can't block with this anyway. If he played like a Winding Constrictor or something that this could potentially block on later turns, I might not, but. Alright, we just need to draw a few more lands and our opponent to have literal nothing. And then we got this, fam. We'll snap block the Lone Tusk Cub yet again. Just preserving my life total as long as I can. Could have negates and stuff too, which are very reasonable. 2 Rogue Refiners that replace themselves aren't good for us. Alright. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to hit that land next turn, probably. But we are going to sneak this in. We're going to take a massive hit. So like 10 damage, even if he adds nothing else to the board. If he doesn't kill the Anointed Procession, we do get to gain 4 of it back, though. Still has 4 cards in his hand. This is going to be a hard game. Even if we hit the land, it's going to be a hard game. Thought we were really far ahead till he had double Rogue Refiner. Alright. So if it's a negate, we're 100% dead. Oh, we didn't hit the land anyway, so. This technically keeps us alive. If he doesn't have a removal spell. Well, if he doesn't have 2 removal spells. Which gives us 1 more chance to draw it. So if I block here, and he makes a thing for 2, we're still alive, we would die to quite a few things like that. And we're pretty well dead anyway if we don't hit the land, so I guess we'll just do this then. Do we get there? Probably not. He still has 3 cards in his hand, but like, we drew it, so we get to try to resolve it. And he has the negate. Rip. So an Angel of Sanctions wouldn't have changed this game at all. Still don't really think I want an Angel of Sanctions. Come on, Moto. Alright, to the sideboard we go. Maybe these are good enough? They do chump block and or trade with most of the things on his side of the board. Well, they chump block and or trade with everything but Glint, but like, gaining 2 life and killing a Rogue Refiner, is that good enough? Probably not. Legion's Landings don't seem particularly good in this match either. Kind of think the Legion's Landings are bad versus Walking Ballista. Let's try one of them. I feel like I kind of want both of them. I don't think I want any of the Legion's Landings, but I'm not confident in myself enough to believe that. What do we like to play first? Why, yes. Is this hand great? Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Alright, we'll keep it. I guess there's an argument that we could bring in Duresses, but like if he draws a certain half of his deck, us bringing in Duresses doesn't feel like it does anything. Hopefully we don't get turn 1 Duress again. We actually have a card we care about this game. Both of our land sources being pain lands is going to be a bit brutal this game. Especially if he has a Duress or like an enchantment removal or a spell pierce or a lot of different things that can interact with this. Alright. So we dodged the first bullet. Have a few more that we have to dodge. The Fatal Push was actually very good. Alright. So we got the stockpile on turn 2. Doesn't happen a lot of the times, but does happen some of the times. So I need a second white mana and a second green mana here. Hopefully we draw a mana and like have an easier choice in that regard. That's not drawing a mana, so I guess the green mana is going to be a future problem. We're going to worry with the current problems first. I don't know if I'm going to cycle this. I guess we'll wait until to see how their turn plays out. It's looking like something that I want to cycle, though. Don't think there's a lot in their deck that I want to use a cast out on, especially since they play Blossoming Defense. What would he take out of this hand? I guess I'm going to cycle in response because I really want to land and I don't want to give him an opportunity to hit the cast out itself. I don't like giving him that bit of information, which is why I paused so long, but I think feel like the cast out might have been one of the better cards he could take there. We still know he has one force in his hand. So he knows our entire hand now. That gives us a green mana or a second black, whichever we feel we need. So potential that I should have just cast a start there. I actually think it'll end up being a mistake that I didn't play the start there. I don't know why I was waiting. So like now if we just get negated, we feel pretty bad now. So Glint Siphoner does a lot here, unfortunately. A very high chance that we try to start it. Or finish it, rather, technically, but... I still want to land, so... Right, we're going to attack first. Going to assume that this doesn't resolve. So we're going to cancel that. I'm going to use this first and save the point of life. I don't want to play the force in my hand because I don't want to give him that bit of information. I keep getting paranoid that I've not tapped things right. It also lets us play around the Spell Pierce doing it like that. And he may not be prepared for the Vraska next turn. Rogue Refiner, short. That's disappointing. What do you think on put 1 or 2 marionettes on the deck? Another way to win. We don't actually produce that many treasures in this build of the deck. Like, we'd have to change the deck quite a bit to get that many treasures. Is it bad that I just kind of want to play the swamp and use it on the Rogue Refiner? Hey, Ivan, what's up, man? Sacrifice this thing. Still going to attack with everything, even if he has like a blossoming defense here. I don't want to just walk straight into a negate when we're ahead on board. I want to make him have to try to do something to catch up on board. And we have another chef at Dunes. So, like, we're pretty far ahead on board. We do have some servos, but when we're getting servos, we're winning anyway, right? Like, anytime that we're getting servos, I feel like we're just winning that game anyway. Alright. That worked out well. Oh yeah, I love this deck. I feel like any time that the servos are doing their things, we're just winning anyway. I'm actually just going to kill one of these so I can attack. And if he doesn't block, we'll sacrifice a treasure. If he does block, we'll save the treasure. We'll use the treasure out of the way to get a scry. Certainly don't want that. If he's got a walking ballista, he gets to kill our Veraska, which kind of sucks, but like it spends most of his turn to do, and then we still have 2 servos and a hidden stockpile in play. So like a walking ballista would be very bad for us, but that's the only card that's like really bad for us right now. Yeah, it was a walking ballista, which is kind of unfortunate. Because that means our Veraska's dead. But it could have been worse. Oh wow, he killed the Veraska like that. I did not expect that. Alright, I guess I'm going to use this on this. Now let's just save all of our creatures. It lets us save a cast out in case he draws another walking ballista, and it lets us put him down to 6. While saving a chef at Dooms for a potential follow-up attack if he doesn't have one. I think Veraskas have been underperforming, so I do believe on shaving Veraskas is something that is very, very reasonable. I'm going to just go ahead and cycle this. We may draw a non-land, and I don't care, like, if we draw random thing and he gets it with the rest, I don't really care about that. Alright, so he duress us, and we got a nice little 5-0 moved back into second in the trophies. Alright, anyway, so let's pull up the deck list and discuss, well, this is a different build, sorry. So this is the build we ran today. The Angel of Sanctions have just stone underperformed out of the sideboard. I've got to put some real thought into if I even want this card in my sideboard at all. I'm not sure that I want this card in my sideboard. It's good in a few matches, like Esper Gifts and stuff, but like Ixalan's Binding seems like it would just be better. That's something to think about. The Fragmentizers are also something else to think about here. Not sure there's enough things in the sideboard for the other Fragmentizers to be worth it. Another Sunscorched Champion. It's been overperforming for us. Might be a nice addition. A second Lost Legacy might be a nice. Yeah, there's just whatever I open out of treasure chests. I don't ever sell anything. It's just whatever gets opened. Maybe shaving one of the Veraskas in the main, or even 2 of the Veraskas in the main, and moving them to the sideboard is a reasonable thing, and like maybe potentially adding the 4th Legion's Landing in the sideboard or in the main deck, or like an Ixalan's Binding in the main deck might be reasonable. Sacred Cat doesn't feel good enough to me. Versus Mono Red and like the Black Red decks, it's an all star. No, I just don't sell anything. I don't care. If I get like 5 or 6 of something, I'll sell it. But other than that, I'm just too lazy. When things are about to rotate, I sell them, or like when things are like spiked really high, I sell them. But I mean, I don't just like immediately sell a card that I'm not going to use. Um, I don't know why I don't. I don't need the tickets, so I don't really worry about it. Anyway, so like the Sacred Cats really perform versus the red decks and like the black red decks and stuff like that. But they're pretty weak versus blue white approach. They're pretty weak versus blue black control. They're pretty weak versus teamer. Though you will find situations where they can stall in teamer, but versus the average game, they don't really do anything. They're not really good in the mirror. They're not really good versus Esper tokens. They're actually kind of a liability versus Esper tokens because they can Scarab God them in certain situations. Um, so overall, I don't think they're good enough unless you expect to get paired versus a lot of aggro decks, and then like you can beat the aggro decks without them. Like in the tournament we just played, we went 0 or we went 4-0 versus the aggro decks. One of these was even on game 1 on the draw. Like so, like they can draw poorly or whatever. I'm not even speaking English right now. All right, that's fair. Um, But overall, the deck seems pretty good. Those are some changes that I can look at in the future. As of right now, we're just running the party 75. We've changed nothing. What's the first game against blue white control decks? You just lose. You lose very, very badly, and there is no way to fix that unless you're willing to play Lost Legacy in the main board, which is not even remotely reasonable. Um, Authority in the sideboard if I was struggling with mono red, and like the black red deck. But as of now, I've not been struggling with that match. It's felt fairly coin flippy to a maybe slightly unfavored. So I don't really want to tie up that type of sideboard slot for it. And I believe that the Sunscourge champions might just be enough to put me over. So like I would probably try more Sunscourge champions before I tried more authorities. Because, like, authority's only good if you draw it on, like, turn 1 or 2, and we've only even got, you know, what is this, like, 13 white sources that come into play untapped on turn 1, so, like, that doesn't happen a reasonable amount of the time, and often you need to play an Evolving Wilds or a Renegade map on turn 1 just to set up some of your 2 plays and stuff, so, like, I would probably try to avoid authority, but it's not completely unreasonable. If I was really struggling with mono red, it's something I would look at, but it doesn't feel like it's needed. But our sample size is pretty small with the deck. That might be something that we learn more about when we play more. But deck felt pretty good so far. We might try to make some changes to the sideboard and to the main deck next tournament. But yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. We got a nice little 5-0. We got a new sub. Got a thank you very much, GBC Shun, for that. Highly appreciate it, man. Thank you. Got a lot of new follows, and we're going to go look for somebody to host. If anybody's on at all, which I'm not sure if they will be. Like, there's 50 people watching me, which means, for the most part, there's not going to be a lot of people on. Rich Shay's on if people are into vintage, but I'm going to try to find a standard. Ferostodon is absolutely amazing for us, but we do have some answers to them with being able to revolt a Fatal Push, to forecast outs and to fumigate, and to start to finish. But yes, the card is... We're not code dead to it because we have enough answers to beat it, but it is very, very good for us. It doesn't look like anybody's playing standard. Wait, I found a standard player and it looks like he's playing blue-black control. There we go. So we found who we're going to host. Hey Ripid, we don't play competitive leagues because we post all of these videos on YouTube, and we want to make sure we get a 5-match sample size 100% of the time. We don't want to just like 0-3 an event or whatever, and like it kind of ruined the entire video, or like 1-3 an event. For the most part, I've not actually found a big difference between them except for the EV. Yeah, it looks like it's blue-black control. I see a Torrential Gearhulk and a Bantu's Reckoning. I see a sensor. He's got a picture of a counterspell with the original art on the screen. So yep, we're gonna host him. But anyway, take care everybody, and thanks for stopping by. I'll be posting a YouTube video probably within the next hour, and I'll be back tomorrow as always. Take care everybody. See ya Jay, see ya Chat, see ya Dumbo, see ya Boot, see ya Sean, see ya Illusion, just Ivan, everybody. I probably missed somebody. Take care all.